So, we're talking about the new season of Thousand Pound Sisters. Tammy, Amy, Chris, Misty, Amanda, Brian.
And we are introduced to now Lily.
Oh yeah, Lily. And the babies ain't been on there much.
The Yeah, I noticed that. Like, I guess I guess because they share custody, like Amy and Michael. I guess they split custody to where the boys be with him most of the time, or like Amy just probably don't want them on camera.
Yeah, we'll just call them the Glages like they do on TikTok from now on. Glages. The Glages. So let's start with episode one. So much to unpack here.
So it starts off with Amy and Tammy still not being on the same page. They still in this little argument or whatever they got going on. Um, and it just creates a lot of tension for the family and for them being around each other. Um, that's just how I feel about
But
it.
they haven't been getting along since they went to Pennsylvania either.
Yeah,
It's
and
like a big blow up.
yeah, and that's been a thing. I I really I I don't think that um I don't think we too much understand the reason why the Pennsylvania thing was still like such a big thing for Tammy until later
Was the
episodes.
Pennsylvania thing when they was all staying in that one house together and Amy blew up and had this whole big meltdown and wanted to go home?
No, I think that was the Florida trip or whatever trip they took from past like couple past seasons.
Oh.
The Pennsylvania trip was when Tammy had her weight loss surgery, her skin removal surgery. I can't remember which one, if it was both combined. And uh this gonna sound kind of funny, but the part when Amanda, Amy, and Chris were all in the waiting room waiting for Tammy,
Oh yeah,
and
and Amy and
Amy
Amy
had
said she wanted to
farted.
go home.
Amy farted, and Amanda made it a big thing, and uh Amy felt like they were bullying her, and then she brought up the wedding and made the whole thing about the wedding or something,
Yeah,
and
and
it was
she
really
she
supposed
went
to
in
just be
the
about Tammy.
she went in the room and told Tammy she was leaving because Tammy had just woken up from surgery. Now I remember.
Yeah,
Now I
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah. That's where this whole thing stems from, because Tammy feels hurt that Amy did that. Like, if that
I
was
would
me,
be
I
hurt
wouldn't
too.
leave my sibling. I wouldn't leave my
Exactly,
sibling.
because you just got out of surgery. You want your whole family there with you, and then for somebody to come in the room and be like, "Oh, I'm leaving after I just wake up," I'd be pissed.
Right. So I understand like where Tammy is hurt, and I really think it stems from that. And I don't think they ever really had a conversation about that either,
I
because it's too
agree.
much tension, and they so angry with each other. So I don't think they ever really had a conversation about that. I think that if they did, um Amy would have understood where Tammy was coming from a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. That is true. They should have talked about that a while ago, and that brings us to the current situation of Amy's wedding.
Yeah.
Th- this wedding is gonna be something else. Cause first of all, a haunted wedding.
Exactly. And her family has already told her that they're opposed to it for religious
Yeah,
reasons
cause
and religious beliefs.
She wanted it at the Waverly Sanatorium, but they couldn't get it there because they should have done it way in advance. I think that
And I think they do weddings, but I think when Brian called, they did do weddings, but not on the specific day that
on
they was looking
Halloween
for, because they was
because
looking for Halloween.
yeah, and everybody wants to do ghost hunting and stuff on Halloween. Don't nobody want to be going to nobody's wedding.
Right,
Nobody want to go to nobody's wedding.
right, right, right. So I just feel like with this whole wedding scenario, I already feel like I've been bothered by it from the beginning, because they got engaged entirely too
Way too fast. And
fast.
Brian is a little off.
yeah, like it's something about him. I just can't
But
put my
yeah, let's
finger
let's
on it.
side
And
note.
like,
Let's side note to how off he is. Like he's always looking into space. I mean, he seems like he somewhat intelligent. I guess he like understands stuff, but like I don't understand. Didn't he work in like a nursing home or something? They said he was. Or something.
I don't know much about his background. Like, I feel like that's something the show fails to present. Like, what's his background? What did he do
Cause I
before he
think
knew
in
Amy?
one episode, I think they say he worked in a nursing home or a hospital or something like that. I just can't remember exactly which one it was, and that's interesting because he looked like he need to be in something himself.
And it's like it's like Amy is so tied up in this wedding stuff and Brian that she's not really paying attention to the family and her dynamic with Tammy and working on that. And I don't know, that kind of bothers
I
me
think what they both need to realize,
because,
they were both codependent on each other, and now Tammy doesn't
yeah,
need Amy. I mean, Amy technically don't need Tammy either, but Tammy definitely doesn't need Amy like she used to because she
right,
don't have all
right,
that weight on her now, and I feel like Amy don't know what to do with that.
yeah. That's just the codependency they built on each other when they needed each other the most, and now they don't know what to do with it.
Yep, they don't know how to express their emotion. This family is just not just Tammy and Amy, but this whole they tripped me out. I swear they tripped me out.
Yeah, but I feel like out of all the siblings, I can I can I can relate to how Misty makes the most sense out of
I
all of
love
them.
Misty. She's my favorite.
She is she makes the most sense out of all of them. Like, she don't fall for none of the stuff they got going on.
Misty is the sensible one.
She is, and
Chris is the peacekeeper.
that's why I like her.
Chris is the
Yes, but he's
peacekeeper.
funny. He's funny.
Amanda is the she. I don't know what to describe her as.
She like the protective but don't play with me type of older sibling.
Yeah, Amy. Amy just he need help. Like
Yeah, I definitely feel like Amy and Tammy need to go to therapy
yeah,
as individually and for themselves. I mean, and together, because I feel like their relationship is so damaged beyond repair at this point.
yeah. I don't know how they gonna reconcile with this one, but like even still, let's go back to the wedding. The wedding planning. Amy won a haunted wedding. She was doing her own
Hmm.
decoration. She said some of it was taxidermy, and I don't even think she knows what taxidermy is.
Right, because what she was doing on the show, what we were seeing on the show, is not
That is not
taxidermy.
taxidermy. Taxidermy is when they take a dead animal and stuff it with, I don't know what they stuff it with, and then it becomes like almost a statue, a living statue in the home.
And I forgot what she was doing that she called taxidermy, but I just knew it wasn't taxidermy.
Yeah, I knew that much. And then there was the cake tasting, the dress
Oh, that
fitting,
bothered me so
the
bad.
dress
That
fitting,
the
the cake
cake tasting.
tasting. But the dress fitting, I like
Now
the
those
dress that
comments,
Brittany picked out.
I do too. I don't like the one that Lily picked out.
Mm-mm. And it's not
I
because I
feel
love
like
Lily.
I don't have nothing against Lily at all. She might be a beautiful person. We don't really know her because the show not hasn't exposed too much
Yeah,
about
we're gonna
her.
discuss more about Lily
But
later.
but I feel like I feel like they introduced her and they make it seem like Amy and Lily don't know each other all that well. Because if that's your best friend, she knows what types of dresses you like and what's your
Exactly.
style.
She just picked them.
So I'm real confused on the introduction of Lily and why they decided to
It
do
was
that.
so sudden though. Like all of a sudden,
Yeah, it
here's
was.
Lily and she's this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay. But wait, did Lily go to the
And
cake tasting?
no,
Why wasn't she at the cake tasting? She'd have made honor.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like the maid of honor is supposed to be basically a part of everything.
Right. So where was she at? And what kind of kid?
And then it was also the fact that for Andrea it's a little bit different. She had been introduced since probably I think last
Mm-hmm.
season.
Lily just
So
came into it.
we knew about her. Lily just came out of thin air. We don't know
Right.
who this person is.
That could,
Unless we do our own digging outside of the TV show, which I kind of did do some digging, and I found that Lily is a friend of Amy and Amanda of 20 years.
hmm. That's a long time.
Yeah, so when they introduced her to the show, I don't like the fact that they didn't say any of that.
Right.
Because it makes you confused on who she is and what's her purpose.
Right. Cause she just, I don't know, she just came in out of nowhere, and the fact that she wasn't at the cake tasting bothered me because I assumed Maid of Honor supposed to come to all of that stuff.
And then like the thing that kind of got me was Amy's siblings. They know that it's weird that she chose a best friend over her own sister as a maid of honor. Why doesn't Amy feel any type of way about that? Had they
Because she feel
discussed that
like
with her?
I think she still feel like Tammy is dead to her, and I think
Yeah.
she did it a little bit out of spite too, to spite
Yes,
Tammy,
I feel that way. I feel that way
especially
too
the way she
because
announced it too, especially the way she
yeah.
announced it while they was all
And
huddled
then
together.
like right. And then what bothered me was, okay, y'all went to this escape room and y'all was talking and like communicating to get out of the escape room. And it seemed like for a little bit that y'all was getting along, and then you decide to do that behind her back. That's that's
That was
just
messed
bottom
up.
line hurtful.
That's probably another
Like I
reason
don't
Tammy been
care.
off the rails. Cause
Yeah.
I would at least discussed it first, like, hey, this person is gonna be the maid of honor, blah blah blah, because this, that, and then the third.
Like I can only imagine how the conversation would have went if Amy had went to Tammy herself and like said like I'm really hurt by what you did, and I really I really feel like you shouldn't be a part of the wedding or whatever the case is, and I feel like that would have been better than just do that behind her back.
Right. Cause nobody wants to be told.
Either way, it's gonna hurt,
Yeah.
but it would have been better to just go to her directly,
Yeah, it definitely would have.
and that's why I have the problem at.
It still might have been an argument because it's Amy and Tammy. Let's be honest,
Yeah,
it's Amy and Tammy. They would have argued either way.
right,
But at
right.
least it wouldn't have been this bad.
Right. And for me, I feel like even though it's really not the siblings' business, I really feel like as siblings, they needed to hold Amy accountable for that because
Yeah,
that
it
was
seems like
wrong.
nobody's holding her accountable for anything, and I think that's one of the biggest problems.
Yeah, and it's just not Amy. It's Tammy too. They don't hold her accountable for nothing either. The only person that I've ever seen try to hold either one of them accountable is Amanda.
Yep. And then Amanda gets screwed over for it most of the time.
Yup,
But how is it that Tammy and Amy are the only siblings that go through this and don't talk for a while, and then the rest of them seem kind of
exactly. The rest of them don't fall out like that. The rest of them get along for the most part. I'm pretty sure they may have a little bit of petty arguments here and there, but they get along for the most part.
right? So I
It's
don't.
really no major
Well, I guess their
issues.
dynamic,
So
Amy and
I,
Tammy's dynamic must is a little different, I guess.
yeah, because um, I feel like from a very early age, they all had to take care of Tammy.
Yep, every last one of them. Every last one of them. But Amy took care of her the most.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, the rest of them went off and got married and had kids and lived life, but it's always been Amy and Tammy together.
And now it's not.
And to see where they are now compared to season 1, I'm actually really sad because I feel like that this might be the last season of 1,000 Pound Sisters.
Maybe. Do we think Amy is a little bit jealous of Tammy at the moment? Because I feel that way. Like, I feel she might be a little bit
Yes.
jealous.
of her success with weight loss, yes, because if we go back to the cake tasting, what really bothered me was I kept seeing Amy indulge in more and more cake and not discipline herself and say, I need to stop here.
Yeah, and that's when Chris
She
mentioned
just
the
kept
dumpling
going and
syndrome.
going. And that bothered me.
That's when Chris mentioned the
Because
dumpling
why,
syndrome, and that's when it all went.
right? Because why are you allowing yourself to eat to the point where you're getting sick, and then you sitting here claiming that you still losing weight and you look good and all this, and I really don't see no change from last
I
season.
don't either. She still looked the same as she did last season, and for her to the way she shoveled that cake in her mouth, though, like you would think
Yeah,
she didn't
like
eat at all that day.
I was concerned for her, and then the way her siblings were looking at her, I'm just like, do you not see them looking at you like
I
this?
thought her stomach was gonna, her stitches or something was gonna pop.
And
Yeah.
then like I thought she was gonna have to get rushed to the ER.
Like
Like I
like
really
that
thought
last
that.
time when she was pregnant, but it was only gas.
Yeah.
But that cake take. Wait a minute, we skipped the part. The wedding planner person. Rewind for a
Ooh.
second. That wedding planner though, she was so
She was so
confused.
confused. She didn't know how to help them.
Cause how do you go to a wedding planner? You know, normally weddings are elegant for the most part,
Right.
and all put together. Don't necessarily have to be elegant. But she said a haunted wedding. The lady was like, I've never had this before. Let me think about this.
Right. And she didn't know how to help them. But I'm happy that they did find a tavern to get married in.
Yeah, the fact that they had ghost hunters help them look for their venue though. I I don't know.
Yes, that took me out because I'm like, why do y'all need ghost hunters? This place don't even seem all that haunted for
I mean,
real.
it could have been.
I wonder if that part was
Well,
exaggerated
yeah,
a little
staged
bit.
maybe, or the machine going off
Yeah.
every time Amy talked, and they talked about the ghost guy crush on you, not the ghost guy crush on Amy. I think
That was so funny.
I think Brian is
I'm
the
just
only
like,
one for her.
yeah,
He could stay there.
right.
But them and that haunted thing. I hope that wedding planner know what she doing.
Yeah.
'Cause
Um and I just want to touch on Tammy's weight loss. I am so proud of her.
always.
She is finally stepping out into real adulthood and not having to depend on her siblings or family all the time. And I was really excited for her when she got the job at the animal shelter because it really makes her happy, and she gained a little bit of independence in doing that.
Yeah. And that's good for her. Tammy needs some independence, but Tammy also needs to we'll talk about this later, but she also needs to learn to regulate her emotions as well. But
Yes,
the animal
that'll
shelter
come
will be
later.
good.
We'll
The animal
discuss
shelter
that later.
animal shelter is good for her. That leads into the whole
Yeah.
Amy and her blow up thing about the animal shelter.
And then I absolutely love Andrea for her.
Oh yeah, Andrea's a sweetheart, it seems like. She wants the best for
She
Tammy. But Tammy
is.
gonna lose her if she can't control her emotions and anger.
Yes, yes, yes. That's like that's really gonna be a thing. Like I really feel like this whole situation with Amy and Tammy is gonna be a test of how those two interact in their relationship. Because if she's that angry with Amy, ain't no telling how she acts around Andrea.
Right. This leads into not only the animal shelter debacle with Amy and Tammy, but this also leads to the fact that Tammy didn't want Andrea to meet her family. But let's backtrack and talk about why Amy and Tammy blew up about the animal shelter thing. Amy and her PTSD about that damn camel.
Yes, like I understand that it was a traumatizing experience, but why would you think they would have exotic animals at an animal shelter? That's what I
Yeah,
want to
it's
know.
not that kind of animal
Why would
shelter.
you? Why do you think that they would have a camel at an animal shelter?
Or any type of giant animal for that matter.
Exactly. And I will say that Tammy was wrong in how she handled that. All she had to do was reassure her that she would be fine and there was no exotic animals. She didn't have to go as low as she did.
Yeah,
That was
calling her a
wrong.
deadbeat mom was just not it. Cause
Yeah,
you know how
like
Amy feels
when
about her
Amy
kids.
broke down crying, I almost cried too because that gotta hurt, and I don't even have kids. I know that has to hurt,
And
especially coming from a
and
sibling.
Tammy knows how she feels about her kids.
Exactly.
She just wanted to go lower to hurt her worse. That's all.
And I feel like I feel like if Tammy really had addressed the past hurt that she had with Amy first, it wouldn't have gotten as big as it got.
Hello, cat.
And then back to the point of uh Tammy not wanting Andrea to meet her family. I would be offended if I was the family.
I would too. And also for Andrea, like she's wanted to meet them. That was the thing.
Right.
I don't
And
understand why
I
Tammy
feel like
didn't.
that conversation with Chris went really well.
It did. Chris
I
is the most
really do.
receptive.
Yes, he is. And I just hope for the best for Andrea as she navigates this relationship with Tammy because
It's gonna be
I'm not
hard.
even gonna lie to you. I think Tammy is spiraling
Yeah,
out of control.
because she don't know how to deal with her emotions. She doesn't have food. She doesn't have food to cope in. So she got to find other ways to deal with her emotions, whether that be anger, happiness, sadness, whatever you want to call it. She doesn't have food anymore to do that. She needs to go to therapy or a psychologist and get that in check. Otherwise, she gonna end up in a. I swear she gonna end up in a mental institution if she keep going.
So, um, there was a question that I had. This a question that I wanted us to talk about. I'm trying to find it.
And we haven't even touched on half the things like Brittany's surgery, Tammy being at the
Oh
salon
yeah.
with Andrea, how much weight Tammy didn't lose. I mean, how much weight Brittany didn't lost. All that.
Mhm.
Hold up. Okay.
It's so much more that we still have to speak on. Um, it was a question that I had saved, and I'm so mad that I don't think I have it on here. Oh, okay. The question is Tammy actually toxic or is Amy uncomfortable with Tammy changing?
I think it's both. I literally think it's both. I think it's both
I
because Tammy
say,
always been kind of toxic, but
yeah,
that leads into the jealousy that Amy has about Tammy's weight loss
right,
because Amy didn't stick to her diet. So therefore, she's probably gonna gain all of that weight back, or at least she's gonna gain some weight, and it's gonna be hard for her to get back on track. Now, as far as Tammy's toxicity, she's always been that way. I don't care if she's
right, and it's
700 pounds or not.
right. I feel like it always has to be about Tammy, and the moment that it's not about her, she wants to go into this thing that, like, her family, I don't want to say doesn't like her because that's Amy's thing. Amy feels like when they not on her side, they don't like her. But she goes into this little space where she separates herself from everybody.
Yep, and that leads to, was that the second episode or the third episode where Chris was mentioning taking Brittany on a trip?
That was the second episode.
And
She got real heated and
yep, and
jealous
Tammy made it about
because
her,
of that.
talking about,
Yes,
oh, is this trip for me too? Because I lost a lot of weight
no.
too. No, it's not for you. It was never for you. He said his wife. What part of his wife
Chris has
don't
a
you
right.
understand?
Chris has a right to celebrate his wife. His
Exactly.
wife came a long way and she looks good. He is allowed to celebrate her.
He most
Tammy
certainly is.
Tammy don't have to make everything about her.
Right.
That's the most annoying thing about Tammy and Amy. They are quick to make everything about them. And
Exactly.
when they're not the center of attention, they get mad.
But that pissed me off because Brittany did good. She went from 235 pounds to 190 pounds. She's
Right.
done very well so far in her journey. And I think Chris deserves to celebrate that with her, and she deserves to celebrate it too. Like, I don't see the issue with that.
So what do you think about the fact that Brittany wants kids and Chris seems more comfortable with the kids he already has? Because he has grandkids too.
I know. I mean, if Brittany, I can see where Brittany's coming from. She doesn't have any kids of her own, and she wants a biological child with her husband. So what? Some I'm not gonna say all women, but what most women wouldn't want that if they don't have a child for
Right.
themselves. Uh,
Right. Right.
like this is just from personal perspective. Also, I don't have any kids. If I did a man with children and he don't want no more children, I don't know if I can do it. Whether we've been married or not, I don't know if I can handle that. But with Brittany, I think she just wants to have a child with her and Chris. And if
Yeah.
Chris, I don't know how she's gonna handle it if Chris says no or that's not something he wants. But I think that's a discussion that they need to have because she told him in the beginning she wants to do the surgery so she can possibly have children with him or child, whatever, however you want to put it. And he never said no, but he never said yes either. That should have
Yeah.
been a discussion like right then and there, I think.
Yeah. I think so too. And I think for some people, like, I think realistically, if you have a partner that has kids and they decide they don't want to have any more kids and you don't have any, think that I don't think that's a negotiable thing, honestly.
Right. And I wonder if she
And
knew this before they got married, that he might not.
I wonder if that was the case too. I don't know.
Because if that's the case, they
And
really need to have a discussion.
and then you got to keep in mind at the time that they got married, they both probably struggled with their weight.
Yep. So it probably was never even thought about.
Yeah.
Probably was never even thought about until now. But I can understand where Chris is coming from too. He already got his kids and grandkids and stuff, and he's cool with that. But I guess he has to see it from Brittany's perspective as well.
Right. And I just feel like it's so many different pieces to this show. And I feel like it's a lot to go through to like see all that's happening, see all these different dynamics.
This show has layers like an onion.
Yes.
Yes, ogres have layers, and this show has layers like an onion.
Mhm.
That family trips me out though. They're like one of my favorite TV families.
Yes, they are. I say despite all the chaos and all the arguments and all the fights, they're funny, and at the end of the day, I do feel that there's deep love there on all ends. I do feel like they all deeply love each other.
I think so too. I have a question about the wedding though. Like, how do we think that the wedding's going to impact the family as a whole? Like, once Brian and Amy finally tie the knot. Because do they like Brian? Do they not like Brian? Like, this is their first time really spending time with Brian.
Well, well, this this brings me to the point of what Misty joked about. She said, so one of the producers asked her, are y'all bonding with Brian? She said, we don't bond. They're just bed warmers for 10 years.
Oh, yeah. And Brittany asked, was she a bed warmer still? I
So
mean, but they married, so
so so so I don't know, but I do based on like I'm not going to this is more so in relation to episode 4. We're not really going to get into episode 4, but what I will say based on my observations, I feel like now that they married, and I'll touch on this more in episode 4 when we get to it. Now that they married, I feel like Amy is not really gonna be involved with the family anymore.
They already moved in together. Like, did she moved into Brian's house, right?
Yes, and he had to clean and organize
That
everything.
house looks so good, but he organized Amy's
Compared
house
to
too.
compared to her house, he is the clean freak.
Yeah, because he organized Amy's house too, though. But his house, when I first seen it, I forget which episode it was. When I first seen it, I was like, "Oh my lord, this is terrible. This needs work."
So I really feel like she's just gonna continue to separate herself from the family, and I don't know if that has anything to do with something that he's doing or something she wants to do because she feels like they're too toxic for her.
Yeah, but she's toxic too in her own way. They all are,
Yeah, they all
except
are,
Brittany.
but
We don't know
she
much about Brittany.
feels as if her family is always the problem, in my opinion, and it's never her.
Yeah, because she always be like, "They don't love me. They don't want to be around me." Like, but you only say
And
that when they get in your bushes.
she cries every single
She cried it.
episode.
Like I said, we're not getting into episode 4, but she cried at the beginning.
And it's like, I feel like to a certain extent she have trouble regulating her emotions too.
Yep. It's
But
just
not
hers
as
come out
bad
in the
as
form
Tammy.
of tears. But every 5 seconds she
Yeah.
crying and saying, "Oh, they don't love me. They don't want to be around me. I don't want them in my life. Fuck them." All that tough stuff. Like, ma'am, you say
Yeah,
this like every episode.
and it's like, okay, so what real deep seated issue do y'all have
Right.
to
But I
make you
don't see
feel
nobody
like
else
this
doing
every
that.
time?
I don't see nobody else doing that. I don't see Chris doing it. I don't see Misty doing it. I don't see Amanda doing it. Like, they they're a mess. They're a hot mess. They're a hot
Yes, they
mess.
are. But they are so funny. Like, and I think the joking helps
Them cope.
them
Mm-hmm. Help them
cope
cope.
with what's going on. Because I'm pretty sure all the siblings know that this feud between Amy and Tammy ain't healthy and it's not good.
Right.
But what can they do?
Yeah, they can't really do too much. Oh, I just thought about something when they had the birthday party. Was it the birthday party at the at who they call their dad's house?
Yeah.
That was a hot mess too. Cause Brian brought up
That was
what did he brought up? He brought up the wedding, right?
he brought up the fact that the wedding couldn't be at the what was that place called?
The
You just
Waverly
said it.
Sanatorium.
Yeah, he brought up the fact that the wedding couldn't happen there and she got real
And
upset
the
with
why
him.
she gets so mad though, just because I know she told him not to bring it up. But what was the point of getting so mad and walking out? It's not like he said anything
Exactly.
horribly wrong.
Exactly. And you left your sister's birthday party for what? Why would you do that? Why would you go home?
You might as well not have
It,
came.
one thing about her and Tammy, when they uncomfortable with
They're gonna
something or
leave.
when something makes them mad, they gonna leave instead of facing the issue.
Yep. They be like, "We out here."
Right.
Yeah.
And it's so it's one of those, all right, I'm gonna head out. And I'm just like,
Exactly.
you can't be doing that. Like, why would you
Okay.
leave your sister's birthday party? And then
That,
for me, with Brian, if you knew she didn't want you to bring that up, why would
why
you
did
do
you
it?
bring it up? And like he knew what he was doing. I think he did.
Exactly.
I think he also didn't want to be there. But that's what makes me think that he's trying to isolate her.
Yeah, and that's what I feel really scared for her, and that's why I said now that they're married, she gonna be isolated even more. And I
Like he's
said
not
I
as
don't know if
stupid.
that's his doing or her.
He's not as stupid as he make himself portray to be.
Right.
That's how I feel.
We
Because
gonna
there's no
get
way.
more into that in episode 4,
Definitely. We gonna talk about
cause
let's talk about Lily for a minute. Where the fuck she come from? And I'm gonna say it
so
like that.
now
Where she
so
come from?
now so so now that we know, now that I pretty much figured out who she is, why after all this time though? Why wasn't she introduced in the beginning
And she
seasons if
wasn't
she was
at
such a close friend?
She wasn't at Amy's first wedding.
Exactly.
She wasn't at Tammy's
We didn't know
wedding to
nothing
Caleb.
about her. We didn't know nothing about her. Why y'all throwing her in here now?
They had to throw a
Next
random
thing
black.
we know, they gonna throw in. Next thing we know, they gonna throw in Amanda's boyfriend.
Listen, Lily is the token black, like Jerry was in the early
Mm-hmm.
episodes. Because you
I do
notice
feel that way,
they always slowly throw in a black person.
and that's why I said I feel like Amanda's boyfriend is gonna be next. He gonna be
Oh
thrown in.
yeah, I forgot about him. But Lily's the new token black, and I'm gonna just say it like that because I can. He's the new token.
Eh,
She's the new token black. 'Cause we don't know shit about her, and all of a sudden she's the maid of honor. And then I think at the end of episode 3, they was it? I'm not. I don't want to give a spoiler away. If it was episode 3, was it at the end they was talking about her bachelorette party, or was that episode 4?
No. That digs into episode
Okay, so
4.
we're not gonna go into that, but yeah, Lily, I don't know how to feel about her yet.
I don't know either, and it's almost like she out of place.
Yeah,
Like
because
I understand they've been friends for 20 years, but why introduce her to this show this late?
right, she should have been there for everything else if they was
Right.
that close. Like,
I
isn't it?
don't
And
think
is her
I
name
don't
really
think them
Lily?
being her name. Uh, I think is I think how you say this, Alicia or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Alicia or something.
But I'm just trying to figure out where the hell she came from because she just came out of left field.
I mean, if I had a friend of 20 years, I wouldn't throw them in a TV show so many seasons later. I would throw them in as soon as possible. This
Exactly.
person has been my friend, either half my life or my whole life, and they're important to me just like my family is.
Like
So
Andrea,
why
okay, we
wouldn't
met
I
her.
put them in?
Andrea, okay, we met her before. Lily just come out of left field nowhere. Like as Amy's
And
best friend.
I don't know if that's production being messy or whatever they're trying to
You
do.
know they always trying to be messy. Drama.
Like, I don't know why they trying to throw in all these people.
Even though Chris says that the show isn't scripted though.
Yeah, he said it wasn't scripted. So I just think it's production being messy.
Yeah, try to be messy and throw in some curveballs here and there to make more drama. But if it's not scripted, then that means a lot of this is true, even though it's filmed in advance. Like we
A
don't
lot of this
know.
stuff is real.
Yeah.
And I tried to do a little research and dig and see if Amy and Tammy were on speaking terms, and I didn't find anything to indicate that they were.
Hmm. So maybe they're not. We don't know.
I don't
That's
know. I
kind of
guess
sad
we will
though.
have to. Guess we will have to find it out.
Yep, we'll have to keep watching to find out because I can tell you that episode 4 is good. Not gonna go in
Yes,
there, but it's
it's
really
really
good.
really good.
And it's somebody in that
Um.
episode that pisses me off so bad. Just want to slap him through
Yep.
the TV. Just want to slap him through the TV. Like literally.
Right.
But I digress. I digress. This season is gearing up to be a good one.
Why do you think Amy and Tammy struggle to reconnect even after the whole cake tasting, the dress shopping, and the attempt at reconciliation um with um Andrea? Like, why do you think they still struggle with that?
Because they both stubborn. Amy don't want to talk to Tammy. Tammy don't want to talk to Amy. Andrea just trying to be a peacekeeper here. And Amy keep texting Andrea, which probably she should know is going to piss Tammy off. I don't.
Yeah, I can imagine that she knows that, but does she care? I don't think so. And my
Um,
thing is, if you miss your sister, if you want to connect with your sister, don't reach out to her significant other, reach out to her. So I
exactly.
understood Tammy's frustration with that. I understood that.
Yeah.
Because you can't claim that you miss somebody but going through all these avenues and other people to try to get to the person and not going to the person directly.
Yeah. And we know Brian can't go to nobody because I don't think Brian.
I don't think Brian integrated into the family like that for real.
He's
I
not like.
I
I
don't
think he
see
just need to
anybody.
go.
I don't see anybody on the lives like talking about him in detail and how much they like him, how much they
I don't
love
think
him,
they
and how
like him.
much. I don't think so
They
either.
tolerate him.
Yes,
He's tolerated.
yes, I do too because when I remember when Caleb had first passed away. I remember a couple times I went to Amanda's TikTok and I joined her TikTok live a couple of times and she spoke so highly of him. She was crying and it was a lot of love felt for him and how he treated Tammy. But you don't get that same thing with Brian.
Right. I keep saying it. Brian a little off. I don't know what it is.
And a lot of people on TikTok, they happy for Amy or whatever, but they also theorize that he's with her for her money.
That
And
too.
according to according to them, they don't make a lot of money with the show, which could be very well true.
Right. Because don't Chris still work at McDonald's?
I don't know what he does for a living. I don't know.
Because I could have sworn
I
he
don't
worked at
know what
McDonald's or something. He used to work
I
in
don't
fast
know
food at
what
least.
I don't know what any of them do for a living.
Well, we know
I
Tammy
mean,
don't
they
do
might
nothing.
they might go on live and talk about it in detail.
Well, we know
Um,
Tammy don't do anything. Amy doesn't do anything. We knew Chris had a job. I know Amanda had one, and I think Misty had one.
I don't know with Amanda right now. I really don't.
Yeah, because she's sick. Well, not sick, but she, has her health
Yeah.
condition.
Yeah, we'll get into that more in episode 4.
Hmm.
Um but yeah, they don't speak as highly of Brian like they
That's
do
because
the
they didn't
rest of
get
the
to know
significant
Brian.
others. They
Brian
didn't.
came fast. Too
And
fast.
it
No pun intended.
it's it's a little weird to me. But if
Yeah,
Amy's
but
happy, I guess that works.
I guess we'll have to hop into all of that stuff in the next 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, a new episode comes out Wednesday.
Yep.
So
It'll
we
it'll
shall see.
premiere on TLC on Tuesday and then HBO Max on Wednesday. I'm gonna
Yep.
try to catch it on Tuesday, but I can't make no promises with that.
Yeah,
Um,
same. Because work and stuff. But I guess that's our deep dive. Well, not deep dive. That's our personal slash deep dive into episodes 1 through 3 of Thousand Pound Sisters.
do you have
And
any last minute thoughts?
any closing remarks? Let me see. They just need to get it together.
Yes, I agree. And I will say that I'm excited to see what the next few
Me
episodes
too. I can't
will
wait to talk about
feature
episode 4.
because I've seen clips of previews for the bachelorette party. It looked like they go somewhere out of state, maybe. I think they go to New Orleans, like they said, but I'm not really sure because it was just a little preview or whatever. Um,
And I just
I
can't
do
wait to talk about
see.
episode
I
4.
do see towards the end of the season where Amy is getting ready in her wedding dress and the wedding's about to happen. So I wonder how this whole season is going to, you know, tie
Yep.
together and end.
Hopefully it all goes good and there's wedding bells, no health scares and none of that. It all goes whatever they consider smoothly.
Right. Because ain't nothing smooth with this family.
Nope. And I guess that's how it's gonna be. We'll see. Will Tammy show up to the wedding? Will Amy and Brian really get married? Will Amy have dumping syndrome again at the wedding? I guess we'll never know. We gotta wait and see.
Right.
Well, I guess that's it for this podcast today. I enjoyed talking about Thousand Pound Sisters, and I can't wait to talk about it some more.
Yep, I really can't either. I really enjoyed this, and I have so much to say about episode 4. I just can't wait to
And
talk
hopefully,
about it.
all of those questions will be answered
Yep,
soon.
yep.
But
We are
we'll
on.
catch.
We are on to episode 4, 5, and 6, and I guess this is it for now.
Yeah, we'll catch y'all in the next podcast.
Okay,
Later.
bye.